Welcome into Point Blank, brought to you by Fitz Roofing. I'm Brandon Strange of Sports Map Houston. He is Joel Blank of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 FM. If you have not yet hit subscribe on this channel, what are you waiting for? 7 videos a week of Houston sports goodness. Do it right now. Joel, with Jake Odorizzi finally joining the big club, we knew someone would be the odd man out for the Astros in their rotation. What I think raised some eyebrows this week was seeing that Cristian Javier was the one that got optioned to AAA, which just means that he's on the alternate training site. But the explanation was that they don't need a fifth starter right now based on the schedule, and they want to continue to stretch Javier's innings. What does this mean, in your opinion? What does this move mean to Javier's future with the team?
I think it says a lot of things, but I think the first thing is that they absolutely respect his abilities enough that they're going to keep him around, and he's going to be their insurance policy. Because as we all know, no matter what you sign Lance McCullers for in terms of an extension and how many years, when you look at his track record, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And so therefore, you're going to need somebody to eat up some innings along the way. When you also couple that with what we're dealing with Framber Valdez, and though he didn't need surgery, we don't have any indication of when he might be coming back. So with those two things parlayed into the move that they made with Javier, it basically says he is going to be your Swiss Army knife starter that's going to be prepared to fill in and grab innings from either of those two guys or anybody else. Sure, right now you don't need a fifth starter, but down the road, a sixth starter is going to be real important to this team for this season.
But it is strange to demote the guy who's arguably your best pitcher. I want to ask you if there's something else at play here, but before we do that, why don't you give us a word from Fitz Roofing?
Yeah, we love the people at Fitz Roofing, primarily because it costs you nothing to get in contact with them and see what they can do. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 832-521-3001. They come to you and they tell you what they can do at no charge. That means if it's an attic repair or something around the house, like putting in a new fence, or primarily what they're always focused on is that roofing, whether it's a leaky roof or a whole new roof on your house or your business, they take care of you every step of the way. It's Fitz Roofing, making a difference one home at a time.
So like we were saying, it is strange when you see your best pitcher get demoted. We saw something similar with George Springer, where George Springer kind of set the world on fire, and then they sent him down the following year because they were screwing with his service time, because they wanted to squeeze an extra year out of him before he was eligible for arbitration. We're not seeing that here, are we?
Oh, there's a chance, Brandon. I mean, look, we're in a situation with this organization where no, Drayton McLean isn't involved, and no, it's not Tim Papura or other general managers that like to do those things and not even mince words about it. This is a situation that's delicate for the Astros because, as you mentioned with George Springer, as they've tried to avoid with Alex Bregman, in the past, this organization has been known to do exactly that, hold players back so that they get an extra year of service time under their belt instead of the players that they can control. And I think that that's something you got to be careful about, because if Javier, as you indicated, is their best pitcher this season and he shows signs that he can be either one of or the best pitcher going forward, that could be something that bites the Astros in the butt in the long term, because that's not going to be forgotten about by the player or the agent. And when he does get that first opportunity to see what he's truly worth in free agency, it's going to be something that's thrown right back in the Astros' lap as quick as they possibly can.
If you were the GM in this situation, would you have sent him down and done this, or would you have figured out another way to keep your best starting pitcher in the rotation in a time when they really do look like they need some pitching to help pull them out of this downswing they're in right now?
Yeah, you know what? I think that there's something to be said about keeping him around with the big club. And granted, I know that the taxi squad and everybody works out in Sugar Land and they're close enough. But at the same time, there's something that means something to the player for a lot of reasons by sticking with the big club. And you could still stretch him out, and you could still get him innings and inner squads and other things if you really truly needed to. But because of, like we said, the uncertainty about Framber and what's going on if Lance McCullers can stay healthy and what's going on with Greinke, I think that there's a lot of things to be said about just keep him up at the big club. At some point, you're going to need him, and maybe even in long relief, because one of these times you're going to have to pull a starter before he gives up 6 runs, and you're going to need someone that's going to give you long innings. And right now, that bullpen doesn't look like it has anybody that you'd have a lot of confidence in doing that for multiple innings. So I think that for a lot of reasons, you could argue the fact that it would be better for all parties involved if he stayed up with the big club. But evidently, we're not making those decisions, and they're paid the big money too, and that's what they decided to do.